Charlotte against Santana Garrett. And she has no choice but to tap out. Tessa Blanchard getting involved now. Trifecta looking to get back on top. Oh, no. It's the NXT Women's Champion. The challengers are down. The champion is up. It is time for the main event of the evening. The challenger Tyler Bate, the champion Coren. A war of words between these two men. Coren was simply saying, I was able to do something that you'll never be able to do. Be a champion. Takeover will learn that for you. He doesn't know Tyler Bate. By the end of Brooklyn, he won't forget the name. He leaves with a brain mangled into 7 different pieces. That is the warning from the champion. Tyler Bate won't give in at Brooklyn. He'll be champion of Brooklyn. No, come on! Bate counters! Bate counters, the clock strikes 12, and Bate sends the champion out of the ring. Bate wants a fight? Well, he's gonna get one at TakeOver. Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT. We are about a day away now from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, which is basically just down the road from the Hammerstein Ballroom in all fairness, but you know what, we'll gloss over that bit. We are just about a day away from it though. We'll be live streamed tomorrow evening, 7 PM, twitch.tv/ProJaked, and there'll be an update for you all to let you know that it'll be out. But regardless of that, the event is on its way tomorrow. TakeOver Brooklyn is going to be immense, as is tonight's action here on this show. As you see, kicking off the evening, this time we're actually going to get the match to happen. We're actually going to get the match that we want. Matt Riddle, Lio Rush one-on-one. The last time this happened, Pete Dunne came in and interfered and kind of screwed up the whole match, which wasn't that fun, really. So, nevertheless, that's what we'll have to kick off this episode of NXT, and it should be a very entertaining match to get things underway, but so too should this match as well. All 6 women inside the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber will square up with each other in a 6-woman battle royal later on this evening. You see them there, representing Trifecta, Santana, Garrett, Tessa Blanchard, and the NXT Women's Champion, Jazzy, Gabert. Representing the NXT Women's, Charlotte, Toni Storm, and the former NXT Women's Champion, Kairi, Sane. Everyone, there is 2 sides in this, but there is only one prize for the winner, and we wonder who will get it. Who will certainly build momentum towards getting it, heading into this one. We'll see about that, but as for our main event, what a main event it is going to be this evening. Prepare for a hard-hitting match, no doubt about it, as Tomohiro Ishii goes one-on-one against the NXT Champion, Coren. Ishii, Riddle, Rush, and Dunne all have a fatal 4-way match to gear up for a takeover. Coren, though, has the big match. Tyler Bate, he has to face for his NXT Championship at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Will that go the way he wants it to? We'll find out in our main event this evening, and of course we'll find out tomorrow as well at Brooklyn. But as for tonight, he's got to overcome the Stone Pitbull, and that's going to be a tough contest for him. Let's start this episode of NXT, though, with Matt Riddle versus Lio Rush. Alright, here we go. Let's do this one. Riddle, Rush to kick off the card. Oh yes, this one's going to be a good one. Here comes Matt Riddle towards the ring. Ready for this match with Lio Rush. They teamed last week on NXT, I believe it was. Was it last week? I'm going to go with it being last week. With Riddle picking up the win over Tomohiro Ishii yet again. So the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne decided to drop off the apron and not want to be bothered in the tag match, even though that's going to be a bit difficult for him considering he's in a tag match later on this evening. But regardless of that, we are going to have 2 of his contenders colliding here tonight, and another one of his contenders in the big-time main event facing the NXT Champion. Regardless of all of that, Matt Riddle will prepare for this match against Lio Rush here, of course. Riddle's kind of... he's kind of... I'm trying to think of the right word to say here. He's kind of bounced back as of late. You know, he was always a star. He always seemed like he had that talent within him, but he could never capitalize on it. Now there's no doubt in my mind that he has absolutely capitalized on it, so much so to the extent where heading into this Sunday, or this Saturday rather, he definitely stands a strong chance of potentially coming out with the NXT Global Championship, but so too does this man Lio Rush. Rush, who has been on a roll in his own right since his return from injury. You look back to TakeOver Chicago when he got rid of all of that, and now the man of the hour's key focus is on the NXT Global Championship, is on winning that fatal 4-way on at TakeOver Brooklyn. And what a chance that would be for Lio Rush. Imagine the feeling of having that title after everything that's gone on, after all that went on against you. Holding a title by the end of it would be the ultimate the ultimate great thing for him. You know, it'd be that thing that could just almost cap off an incredible return. However, he's got to get that far. He's got to win that title tomorrow, and he's going to have to conquer his friend in Matt Riddle here tonight to build some momentum towards getting there. I mean, sure, momentum is crucial, but it's not the key ability. I mean, you know, it's all good carrying momentum into a match, but momentum has never won a wrestling match. A wrestler always wins a wrestling match. A kick there from Matt Riddle, and it sets back Lio Rush a little bit there. Nice combination of strikes there by Rush. Rush hasn't tried to bring Riddle off his feet yet. He is just unloading away with strikes here. Surprisingly, Riddle doesn't have a counter to strikes, which is a bit interesting in my eyes. Off the ropes here. Oh, nicely done. Sweeps through. Big time kick in the chest there. And now, up on that second rope goes Lio Rush. Tried to go high flying for the first time this match, and it doesn't pay off the way he wants it to. Matt Riddle now lifting him up with ease. Alabama slam. And Lio Rush getting off to not... Well, I mean, he had a good start there with a few strikes, but when you're taking on Matt Riddle, you got to try and do more to take away the kicks from him. Look at those kicks just unloading away on him now. Riddle, cannonball sent on a Lio Rush. A much smaller Lio Rush effectively getting squashed in the corner there by Matt Riddle, but hanging in there right now. Look at the size advantage that Matt Riddle has. Oh, up and over the top rope. Hangs on in there, does Matt Riddle, and he's able to hit him with a hard forearm as well. And then the King of Bros will go up to the top rope. Spinning heel kick from the heights of the top rope to try and put away Lio Rush here. Kick out at 1 again. Wow. Kicking the leg there again, trying to take away the just trying to take away the legs really from Lio Rush there. Matt Riddle held in a side headlock, but it's so tough to try and go up against a grappler like him. I mean, Lio Rush just has to basically use his speed to his advantage here to try and overcome Matt Riddle. That's effectively the only thing he's got in terms of a strong advantage over Matt Riddle. You look at Riddle, he's a great submission. Of course, he's a great submissionist. He's great at... oh, what a superplex, though, from Lio Rush. He's a great grappler. He's a great mat wrestler. Lio Rush effectively just needs to use his innovative offense and his speed to conquer Matt Riddle here tonight. Nice drop kick in the back of the neck there. Now wrenching on the arm, perhaps trying to take away some of that submission-based offense that Matt Riddle can be known for. Not a bad idea there from Rush at all. Trying for a big-time maneuver there. Riddle able to counter it. And now, oh God, whipcord knee. Drilled him in the face with it. Whipcord knee could end it. Rush might be out of it here. There's 2, but a kick out at 2 from Rush. Keeps the hopes alive for him. Let's see what keeps on going here. Not much. Counter from Lio Rush there. Has him now. Drilling him there with a snapmare driver. And Lio Rush getting himself fired up right here. Maybe a comeback on its way from the man of the hour. Flying forearm. And another one. Ducks it. Pele kick there to Riddle. Take a look at just a pure strength there from Lio Rush to hit that Michinoku driver. Great stuff there. Wrenching on the arm yet again. It's been a bit more of a competitive matchup than I gave it credit for. Lio Rush has got some moves in. Oh, what's he doing here? European clutch of some sorts. A move... a move well known from Zack Sabre Jr. Rolls through into the cover. Sabre Jr. tries to use this back in the pass as a roll-up maneuver. Not going to work on the more powerful, more submission-orientated Matt Riddle, though. It'd be like trying to use that move against Zack Sabre Jr. Matt Riddle, though, could find himself in huge trouble. Lio Rush might be setting up for rush hour. Matt Riddle setting up to stop that one. And indeed, he did right there. Kick in the leg. Takes it away from him. Running kick in the chest now from Riddle. Turns him round. Oh no, here we go again. Ripcord knee in the face. Brutal move. But this should be the one to end it. The Bro mission is applied on Rush here. Bro mission locked in. Nowhere to turn to. And Lio Rush had to tap out. Rush had no choice but to submit. Matt Riddle, your winner here. And on the road to TakeOver, effectively, he's beat everyone. He has beaten Ishii. He has beaten Pete Dunne, albeit in a tag team matchup. And he has beaten Lio Rush. Is Matt Riddle the favorite to take the NXT Global Championship away come TakeOver Brooklyn tomorrow night? That may very, very well be the case. That could end up happening for all we know. However, there are 3 other men in the match who are as hungry as Matt Riddle. He could be the favorite, but a multi-man match is a hell of a lot more different compared to a singles match. That much is for certain, and I wonder who can capitalize on it the best. We'll find out tomorrow night in Brooklyn. That is half the Fatal 4-Way done. The other half coming up in action later on this evening. As for right now, we move on to our next contest. We saw the other half of this match last week. Now we get the other half here tonight. It is Xavier Woods against Eric Young. So let's do this one. Let's see how this goes for the New Day. Last week, of course, Big E beat Killian Dane in one-on-one action. That was the 2 brutes of the team colliding, effectively. But there was a big problem that we picked up upon within that matchup, and that was the referee being so lenient in the whole thing. That was the referee essentially just not giving a shit what happened. And that was frustrating. There's no doubt about it. It was very, very frustrating to witness. It was really annoying that the referee had about 3 or 4 different times you could have thrown out Sawyer Fulton and didn't. But by the end, Big E did finally beat Killian Dane. However, here tonight, there is managers on both sides. It will be the same crew out all together as it was last time around. However, ahead of TakeOver Brooklyn tomorrow night, I can confirm that because of what we saw, Sawyer Fulton for the title match has been banned from ringside. It will just be New Day of Woods and Big E against SAnitY of Killian Dane and Eric Young. It's just that simple. There'll be no Fulton on the ringside. There'll be no managerial distractions. The better team will walk out of Brooklyn with the NXT Tag Team titles. And after last week, SAnitY will be hoping that it's them, given the disappointment that Killian Dane had. There were not a lot of instances within that match that felt like Dane was going to win. He got in some big moves, but there was basically nothing much for him outside of that. There was bits and pieces here and there, and not really that much to talk about, whereas Big E kind of showed that resiliency, you know. He was able to hang in there. He was able to keep a cool, level head in the midst of all the distractions from Sawyer Fulton. And that is crucial towards being a champion. There's no doubt about it. SAnitY don't keep that head. SAnitY don't have that level-headedness to them. They rely upon that anarchy. They rely upon that just craze within them to pull everything off the way they want to. And that is where their strengths lie in, but where their weaknesses can also lie in. Because you think about it, the craziness is the craze that they have is can be seen as a strength, yes. But what about when it comes to an extent where Sawyer Fulton, because of his craze last week to try and keep Killian Dane in the match, has now been banned from ringside for the match tomorrow night at Brooklyn? That's not good. Whichever way you look at it, that's just not a good thing for SAnitY. They're down a man. Whereas the New Day, keeping their calm, level head. I mean, the most Xavier Woods did at ringside was play Francesca, and as a result of it, they're still at pretty good numbers. They haven't caused any issues. They were actually the ones on the other end of the issues than what they were the ones causing the issues. So, you know, it's all right for New Day in that regard. However, this Sunday, this Sunday is SummerSlam. Hopefully. This Sunday, I said it again. Tomorrow night, they still have a team to take on who have proven themselves to be dominant NXT Tag Team Champions, to prove themselves to be the face of the tag team divisions for a reason. You know, I said dominant NXT Tag Team Champions there. That might not have been the best thing to say. They are dominant in that regard, yes, but they haven't been dominant champions yet. Matter of fact, this is their second reign with the belts. They won it back in April, and they haven't had a successful title defense yet. Their first title defense, they went on and lost. So, things aren't looking that good for them right now. Nevertheless, they're going to try and conquer New Day here, and Eric Young has to try and overcome Xavier Woods here right now. Atomic drop hit there by Eric Young. Now unloading away is Eric Young, and Xavier Woods counter the turnbuckle. Xavier Woods now pins him down. Bottom turnbuckle. This could be something interesting, something athletic as well from Woods, and it is big time leg drop there. Guillotine leg drop connected with. And Woods now winding up a fish drop maybe, and he got it as well. Eric Young not doing much about moving out of the way there. Lifting him up, countered by EY, sending him into the turnbuckle. Oh, here we go. This is what we've seen before, right in front of his tag team partner as well. He just executes this feat of strength, this standing deadlift dragon sleeper. Incredible to see something like that. It'll be even more incredible if he hits that on Big E tomorrow night. I don't know how he's going to pull that off, but if he does, it'd be outstanding. Back suplex now. Maybe even being a Saito suplex. Chop hit there by EY. Off the ropes goes Xavier Woods. An atomic drop connected with again there. So far, so good for the leader of SAnitY, taking care of business in the way that he wants to. Couple of strikes, discus clothesline connected. The punishment keeps on going here. And for a strike there, Xavier Woods able to counter him. Oh! Pinpoint elbow drop there by Woods. Blasted him with it. And Xavier Woods could have been hoping for something there. Eric Young able to bring out the counter to it. Irish whip off the ropes. Arm drag now. This just felt like much more of a chill match than the one last week did. It felt like there was anarchy right from the get-go. Perhaps EY has told them to relax. Perhaps he's told his SAnitY members, relax, stay cool. Don't do anything stupid. You know, we've got to try and get my mind set for tomorrow evening. There's a Death Valley driver though from Eric Young. And that could certainly help him be on his way towards having a well-endowed mind heading into tomorrow. He climbs up to the top rope now. EY went for the moonsault, took too long. And missed it. Xavier Woods now could take control from here. Can he though? Pulling EY up to his feet, albeit in a slow fashion. Too slow as well. Drop toe hold from EY. Very nicely countered from behind now. Back suplex to Xavier Woods right in front of Big E. Perhaps trying to rile up his tag team partner a little bit. And here we go now. Eric Young brings him in. The pile driver. Look at the leap on that one. Slow motion no less for us to witness. Xavier Woods' neck could have caved in from that impact right there. Eric Young into the cover and using the ropes for added bragging rights, essentially. There was nothing Xavier Woods was doing to kick out there, and Eric Young just made his fate feel even worse. SAnitY pick up the win in the second match. The leader of SAnitY, far more devastating. But those are two different athletes to compare themselves to. I mean, no offense to Xavier Woods, but Big E is better. He just is. So it's certainly, if anything, if SAnitY have learned anything from this match here tonight, it's isolate Xavier Woods. Keep Big E out of the match, isolate Xavier Woods, and those tag team titles are remaining around their waists. If they don't do that, if they give Big E a chance in this match, it could be more level-headed and it could be closer than what we may anticipate. I'm siding with a SAnitY title defense, but if Big E gets in, you never know. It could flip either way. Anyway, it's time for our next contest of the evening, 6-woman battle royal. We're about to see all 6 of these women in the Elimination Chamber tomorrow evening. As for right now, though, we're going to see them in a battle royal. Representing Trifecta, Santana, Garrett, Tessa, Blanchard, NXT Women's Champion Jazzy, Gabert. On the other side, representing NXT, Charlotte, Toni Storm, and Kairi Sane. However, it is pivotal to point out, here tonight, like tomorrow night, it's every woman for herself. Alright, well, 4 of the women have already made their way out in this one. There are only 2 left to come out, and those are the 2 former NXT, well, the former NXT Women's Champion and the current NXT Women's Champion. Simply because time restraints. Deal with it. Kairi Sane heads towards the ring for this one here. A chance to regain her title is a day away for Sane. Can she make it happen? Can she make it a reality for her? We wait to find out, because let's be real with ourselves here. Kairi Sane, in my eyes at least, should win that title back tomorrow night. I'm not saying she will, I'm saying she should, and it would be it'd be kind of heartwarming to see her win back the title from Trifecta, who has caused her so much problem, so many problems from the moment she kind of finally got comfortable with being NXT Women's Champion. You think about it. You look back to, she got rid of the iconic duo, and then Trifecta showed up on the scene like that. She dealt with Blanchard, then they all came for her. And then she lost her NXT Women's Championship, which was pretty sad, to say the least. And she lost it to this woman at NXT TakeOver Chicago. Now Jazzy Gabert heads into TakeOver, the champion, the one with the most to lose. But the ruling is simple, as I have explained for so many weeks now. It doesn't matter what order Trifecta start things in. They could be the first 3 out in that chamber. As in, Gabert and let's say Blanchard could start the match, and then Santana Garrett comes in number 3. That doesn't bother them, because at the end of it all they want is the NXT Women's Championship. They don't want anything else. They don't want a specific person winning it. They don't want to make sure that everything happens in a certain way so they're the final 3. They just want to win it. That's the greed that all 3 of them possess. They may all be aligned, but they all want to be NXT Women's Champion. You can say the very same about Storm, Sane, and Charlotte as well. No doubt about it. There's no doubt about it in my mind that of course, everyone wants to be the NXT Women's Champion. Only one of them's going to be the NXT Women's Champion. See, while we see Blanchard and Gabert fighting right now, we see Sane and Charlotte fighting, because everyone wants to be the NXT Women's Champion. But whereas I think all 3 women representing the NXT side of things have that common goal. Toni Storm almost went out very early on there. Have that common goal within them to just want to try and stop Trifecta and be the champion. Trifecta just want to win. They don't care which one of them wins, just so long as their names on Kairi Sane, Toni Storm, or Charlotte. We leave the chamber with Santana Garrett as the new NXT Women's Champion. That'll be as fine for them as it would be if they left with Jazzy Gabert still as champion, or with Tessa Blanchard as the new champion. There is no difference there to Trifecta. Just so long as they hold that title, they are happy. Simple as that. Kairi Sane right there rolling under the apron following that attack there from a forearm. I think it was from Charlotte. Big kick in the arm there from Toni Storm. Santana Garrett just trying to stay back a little bit. Gabert's rolled under the bottom rope, and Tessa Blanchard is going to go after her old rival here in Kairi Sane. Oh, Santana Garrett found herself in trouble there. Kairi Sane was looking to get rid of things. And now we have full-blown war between Trifecta and NXT. Now all sides colliding with one another are representing both sides. This is a full-on warfare between the 2. Santana Garrett could be the first to bite the dust. No, it seems if Kairi Sane was perhaps trying to go for Jazzy Gabert there for a moment, then that cost her. Garrett able to stay in there. From behind now, look at those knees in the back from Sane. Reverse DDT as well. Gabert could be on her way towards eliminating Charlotte. Did you see that series of kicks there from Toni Storm? Is Charlotte done for? Doesn't seem so. She seems like she's hanging in there. What is Kairi Sane going to do here now? Nothing. She dropped off Santana Garrett there, and Garrett going to make her pay for that one. Loads up that forearm as well. Kairi Sane rolling under the bottom rope. Oh, teetering there was Tessa Blanchard. Hangs in there, though. Santana Garrett will roll her back from underneath that bottom rope. Charlotte now up on the top rope, on the second rope rather. Drop kick, whiffed on it, arm drag there. Tessa Blanchard now, reverse STO as Jazzy Gabert rolls under the bottom rope. What else could we see in this one? Spinning back fist there from Sane. Counter from Toni Storm. Once again, Gabert and Blanchard getting invested in this one. I think Gabert may have just screamed in the face of... Snap German suplex there. God, almost everyone is down but Toni Storm and Jazzy Gabert. But Storm is more interested in trying to get Sane out, it seems. Trying to send a message to the woman she almost had beaten last week on NXT. Lariat there. Down goes Sane. Oh, that was concerning for a... down goes Storm, rather. That was concerning for a moment. Jazzy Gabert. Lariat. Somehow Charlotte didn't go out there. Duck under from Sane now in the ring. Gonna go for a big-time German suplex to Toni Storm. Gut-wrench powerbomb as well. So much going on in this ring right now. Difficult to tell who's taking on who. Once again, Blanchard and Gabert. It's like there's a power struggle between those two women for dominance within Trifecta. Counter there from Santana Garrett. Tessa Blanchard coming over. Is she coming over to help? No, she's coming over to hinder. To attack Santana Garrett there. Charlotte now in trouble. Kairi Sane going after her. Sane, I think she was lacking there. Wait. From the ropes. Magnum from Tessa Blanchard. And that could finish up Santana Garrett. Toni Storm in trouble as well. She is teetering, but she hangs in there. The NXT Women's Champion not getting her out. Santana Garrett, though, could be completely dead in the water following Magnum. And Tessa Blanchard going to go after Kairi Sane right now. Forearms to Sane here. A chop backing her up. Backing up all the way into the turnbuckle. Sane, though, able to counter. There goes Santana Garrett first. And Tessa Blanchard teetering over the ropes. And she will go as well. Sane eliminating her. 3-on-1 advantage to the women of NXT. Big time drop kick there from Sane as well. Fair play though, Toni Storm not going to fall down. Now she will to the wrath of the spear. Take a look at that spear there from Kairi Sane. Unloaded into her. Jazzy Gabert could be on her way out here. Imagine if Trifecta all went in one foul swoop. That could happen. Oh no, it won't, because Toni Storm will go next. Gabert, Charlotte, and Sane are left in this one. What a DDT. Oh, and now Charlotte and Kairi Sane have to square up one-on-one with each other here just before the match at Brooklyn. And these two women have been allies with each other from the moment. Trifecta were mounting a serious charge. Spear there from Charlotte. And this could end it for Kairi Sane right now, but she's not going to let it happen. Sane fighting on in there. Clothesline. Put Charlotte in the turnbuckle. It looks like she wants to get Gabert back in this one right now. That is one hell of a... Look at the size disadvantage between these two women. But Kairi Sane gonna try here. Sane! Exploder suplex! And there goes Jazzy Gabert. Drop kick. Charlotte is in trouble now. Imagine the field. Imagine how everyone would react if Kairi Sane eliminated almost everyone in this match. Well, she just did! Kairi Sane wins. Racking up Tessa Blanchard, Toni Storm, Charlotte, Jazzy Gabert. She eliminated everyone but Santana Garrett. The former NXT Women's Champion has shown that she is heading into TakeOver and ain't anyone stopping her. She's getting that title. No one is stopping the Pirate Princess from having that title. This is Kairi Sane's title. It's her Elimination Chamber and it's her TakeOver Brooklyn. Will that be true or not by the time the chamber door opens again? Will we have a new NXT Women's Champion? And will her name be Kairi Sane? I hope it is, but I don't know if it is. We'll find out. We will find out tomorrow night in Brooklyn. That much is certain. Let's move on to our next contest of the evening, though. Let's move on to the tag team matchup between, on one side, Velveteen Dream and the NXT Global Champion Pete Dunne, and on the other side, Cesaro and the #1 contender to the NXT Championship, Tyler Bate. So let's see what will happen with these teams in this one. As I said last week, Pete Dunne walked out of a tag team match. If he walks out of a tag team match this evening, the Velveteen Dream would have just been pinned or submitted for the very first time in his NXT career. That doesn't really want to happen. Not just in the aspect of for the Velveteen Dream and his undefeated streak continue going, but it's kind of the whole reason why Velveteen Dream and Cesaro are facing each other at NXT TakeOver. Imagine how much of an oomph it would take out of that match if this whole time Cesaro's been saying to Dream, you need to be put down a peg and I'm going to be the one to do it, and then Tyler Bate goes and pins him here tonight because Pete Dunne walked out of the tag team match. Not going to go that well, is it? It's all well and good if Dream loses. Dream won't care if he loses a tag team match at the end of the day. Dream cares about himself. And after this match is done, if Pete Dunne is pinned, Velveteen Dream will just look at it and just think, I still haven't been pinned. I still haven't tapped out. I'm still fine. And I'll apply that rule, in all honesty. I mean, I said it about Matt Riddle earlier. He's beat Pete Dunne, but only in a tag match. You know, he beat the team that Pete Dunne was on. He didn't beat Dunne. Dunne was just standing on the apron and didn't really want to try and save Tomohiro Ishii. Got in the ring to try and tire him out further, but failed. No way was Pete Dunne pinned or submitted in that one. However, this one is a different story, because if Velveteen Dream gets picked up and hit with that Tyler driver or taps out to the sharpshooter, well, it's a bit awkward heading into TakeOver then, isn't it? He's kind of already been pinned or submitted, and Cesaro's kind of already proven his point. So, we'll see. Anyway, Velveteen Dream certainly got a bit of a stance over him last week following Cesaro's victory over... I can't remember who it was right now off the top of my head. Nevertheless, he beat them. He tapped them out to the sharpshooter. I really wish I could remember who it was. He tapped them out to the sharpshooter, got the win, but was attacked by the Velveteen Dream after the matchup had finished, which I'm pretty sure was at the start of the show. I don't really remember. Nevertheless, Pete Dunne, the NXT Global Champion, trying to... oh, it was Mike Kanellis. Was it? Oh, forget I said that. Big Cass, maybe. Pete Dunne, the NXT Global Champion. Fatal four-way match. None of his opponents are in this one. He's seen Riddle and Rush square off earlier. He knows Tomohiro Ishii is up next. Essentially, in that regard, his opponents are doing everything possible to hurt themselves before TakeOver and help Pete Dunne heading into the event. Because Ishii has Coren. Ishii is a tough son of a bitch. Ishii is proof that you don't need a neck in order to live. But Coren is his opponent, and Coren is a proof that he can, even if you don't have one, break your neck. Riddle and Rush just faced each other in a one-on-one match, so they've kind of done a bit to each other heading into that fatal four-way. Pete Dunne is in a tag team matchup where you can rely upon Velveteen Dream for taking most of the beating. He's alright for that He's alright for that majority of time. He hasn't really got too much to worry about. So, interesting how that one will go. You know, interesting how let me try and find the word that I'm looking for. How Pete Dunne will tackle this match. Will he try and walk out of it again and give Velveteen Dream his first ever singles defeat? Or will he stay in it and just try and take it a little bit easy? Or does he want to prove a point? Does the Bruiserweight want to show some people up? Does he really want to show up this man, the #1 contender to the NXT Championship? The man who tomorrow night heads into the biggest match of his career. There is no bigger match on NXT than the main event of TakeOver. There is no bigger match in NXT than when you fight for the NXT Championship. And Tyler Bate has that chance tomorrow. It's a huge, huge match for him. Just don't make any mistake of it. This is an immense match for him. And a match that, in all fairness, you know, he has to win, basically, to try and prove that he is deserving. To try and prove that everything that happened with Hiroshi Tanahashi in that Best of 3 series was worth it. Once again, like I just said with Kairi Sane, I want Bate to win. I really want Tyler Bate to leave Brooklyn as the NXT champion. But I don't know if he will. I just don't know if that is going to happen. And that's kind of a disappointing fact of it all. And I just remembered Cesaro faced Kushida last week on NXT. Problem solved. Speaking of Cesaro and Dream, they're getting into it right now. To prepare for NXT TakeOver here. Prepare for their match. Cesaro there slips his way out of that one. Colin elbow tie up again. Velveteen Dream going to back them all the way up here. Not exactly going to be able to prove his point and shut him up if Velveteen Dream is backing him up to the turnbuckle and does a clean break as well, as if to try and say to Cesaro, I can play your game. Backs him up to the turnbuckle again, does Dream. And again, he'll go for the clean break. Choking him in there. STO now from the Velveteen Dream. What else does he have in mind for Cesaro in this one? Of course, there's a great opportunity for both Dream and Pete Dunne in this match, because the potential, and it's, I will admit, a slim potential, the potential next NXT champion is on the apron right now, watching his tag team partner, Irish Whip Velveteen Dream, and get hit with an uppercut. So, if either of them beat Tyler Bate in this one, that's pretty good leverage for an NXT Championship shot. Tag made here. Nope, my bad. Tag definitely wasn't made. Oh, Velveteen Dream sees that chance, and he goes right for Pete Dunne. Sorry, for Tyler Bate. Arm dragging him into the ring there. Backbreaker, meanwhile, to Cesaro. And again, backbreaker to Tyler Bate now. The number one contender to the NXT Championship, just being attacked there unnecessarily. But it has given the duo of Dream and Cesaro a 2-on-1 advantage. Sorry, the duo of Dream and Dunne a 2-on-1 advantage right now. It seems as if they are going to try and work together as a team here, maybe. Tag made. The global champion is in and charging in there with an assisted crossbody to Cesaro. Look at this. Velveteen Dream has some kind of obsession with Tyler Bate on the outside. Atomic dropping him there. Where's Tyler Bate? Yeah, Tyler Bate's going to leave it go. He's just going to go back to his corner here. Cesaro caught with a double axe handle. He needs to get something going right now. Pete Dunne sent on his way there with that reversal into the turnbuckle, and instead of getting something going, Tyler Bate is hungry to get in this match right now, and you can imagine after what just happened. Cesaro swing. Oh, round and round, and oh, stopped with that drop kick. Just imagine you're spinning around, you're being met with G-force, and then you are just hit with the force of two boots in your face. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Big slam there by the number one contender. Last week, Tyler Bate, of course, as you saw at the start of the show, went face-to-face with the NXT champion and said that he wasn't afraid with him, and that by the end of TakeOver, he would know the name, he would fear the name Tyler Bate. Will that be true or not? Well, we'll have to find out at TakeOver Brooklyn tomorrow night. I don't know if it will be the case or not. I honestly couldn't tell you. But one thing is for certain is that Tyler Bate stood tall on the end of last week's NXT. He was in the ring with Coren, and by the end of the show, Coren was the one on the outside, and Tyler Bate was the one standing in the ring. That is pretty impressive to think about there for let me try and understand what I'm saying here. For Tyler Bate, that is pretty damn impressive heading into tomorrow night, heading into TakeOver Brooklyn, to stand over the NXT champion, albeit in a marginal fashion. He still stood over him at the end of the show. But now he's got to win this tag match here to try and prove a point. Pete Dunne back in off the tag. This double team move there to Tyler Bate as well, dragging him over there. First cover of the match this one might be. And Cesaro not going to waste any time. He's in with the save there. Dream going to come in with another backbreaker in this match. Nicely hit there by Pete Dunne. Tyler Bate is trying to fight here, but truth be told, it is tough. I mean, went for the step from Xavier there. Great counter by Bate, though. And an uppercut will drill him as well. I was about to say, I think he's on his own. I don't know where Cesaro is. If I was Bate, and he's doing exactly what I was going to suggest, I try and make the tag into Cesaro here. Try and save myself a little bit. Heading into takeover, and that's what he's done. Nice crossbody in by Cesaro there as he's in off the tag. Corkscrew uppercut as well. And this one will keep going here. Uppercut now from Cesaro. He has faced Pete Dunne in action before, and he's walked out on the winning end over him as well. Dream could get the tag in here, and indeed he will. It's been really strong back and forth tags between the Velveteen Dream and Pete Dunne in this one. But now here we go with another showdown between these two NXT TakeOver opponents. Kicks him in the leg. Belly to belly. Great strength being shown there. Cesaro, though, trying to stay on control there, but Velveteen Dream able to counter him, albeit only temporarily, because there's a counter from Cesaro. Oh, this looks dangerous. Double underhook. Oh, my God. Double underhook delayed. Suplex to the Velveteen Dream. And Dream holds out in pain from the impact of that maneuver. Cesaro right now just proving how talented of an athlete he is. Is that a Cobra Clutch suplex there from him? The Dream right now truly getting his mouth shut by the works in this match of Cesaro. And here we go again. Cesaro swing. And there's the drop kick from Tyler Bate. Pete Dunne calling for the tag. He wants in here. Will Dream let him? Yes, he will. Pete Dunne in off the tag. I think Tyler Bate let it happen for the most part. Collision made. Forearm. Countered. Kick in the gut. Tyler Driver. Could that be the move to make him the new NXT champion? He covers Pete Dunne with 1, 2, 3. Tyler Bate picks up the win for his team, which was exactly what he needed heading into this upcoming takeover. That was a strong sight to Bate. You saw it there. Dunne came running it at him, and Bate was like, no, not interested. Swatted away the forearm. Tyler Driver, and I think that was not only a message from Bate to everyone else in NXT showing how serious he is, but most importantly, a message to Coren. I'm not afraid of you. I don't fear you. I don't fear what you can do in that ring. I will do anything to be the NXT champion. Tyler Bate has just proved that point. Now, tomorrow night in Brooklyn, he has to show that point. He has to walk out with the NXT championship to prove Coren wrong, to prove all the doubters wrong. And truth be told, at the end of it all, to put out potentially one of the greatest moments we've ever seen in NXT. Cesaro, on the other hand, looks pretty good to be ending the streak of Velveteen Dream right now, given what we saw in the ring. However, there is one man who is still at the top of NXT. There is one man who is still the main man of NXT, so long as he holds that title. He's in action up next. Tomohiro Ishii against the NXT champion, Coren. So onwards we go with our main event of the evening now. Tomohiro Ishii, Coren, one-on-one. This is a big match, whichever way you look at it. It involves two brutes within that ring in two different ways, though. I mean, as I said, Tomohiro Ishii is proof that you don't need a neck in order to live, and is also one of the hardest hitting men you can find. Coren, on the other hand, is a brutal, savage, just hatred towards everyone is his natural possession, it seems. He absolutely despises everyone in the ring who isn't him. He despises everything that isn't him or his NXT championship. A championship that he's now held for 269 days, I believe it is. You want to know some of the stats about that? That is the third longest singles reign of all time. Only eclipsed by Bobby Fish, 390, Seth Rollins, and of course his reign is still currently ongoing. It is the 4th longest reign of all time. Tag team titles at 355 days, coming in at, I still believe, 2nd, though I am wrong on that one. I think Rollins has finally beaten that one. And now, I mean, Okada's reign was 7 months. Coren's currently on 9. And now he heads into this weekend at TakeOver to face Tyler Bate one-on-one in the main event. Coren heads into his, well, from the moment he's made his debut, he has not missed a TakeOver, and in all but 2 TakeOvers, he's had a title match. He heads into his 3rd TakeOver, 4th, no. Oh my god, how many are there? 4th? I think it's 4th TakeOver in a row as champion. San Antonio, Orlando, Chicago, Brooklyn. This is his 6th TakeOver in a row where he is fighting in some way for the NXT Championship. And this is going to be his 5th TakeOver in some fashion where he is champion. By the end of TakeOver Toronto, he left it NXT Champion. Now, he heads into his 5th, where he is undoubtedly the champion at some point in the event, which is better than Okada's. Okada had 2 TakeOvers? I think it was only 2 where he was champion. Oh, 3 where he headed in as champion, 2 where he headed in and came out as champion. Jesus Christ. Went for a leaping knee there, did Coren, missed it. Oh, that time he just barely grazed Ishii with it, who, stats for Ishii, heads into his 1st TakeOver. That's about it. Here goes Ishii now, though. Clubbing blow. Irish whip now from the Stone Pitbull, and there's the natural strength of Tomohiro Ishii shining through there as this match now starts to amp up a little bit. Went for the headbutt, left his arm at bay there. Ishii, though, able to counter, and there's a hard forearm, and there he is, sticking in the head into the NXT champion. That's 6'4", Coren is. 250, and he's being muscled around like that by Ishii like nothing. He's got about half a foot on Tomohiro Ishii as the NXT champion. Ishii ducks under. Whoa, big time miss on that lariat, and he ends up going over the top rope. It's a harsh impact to have into the mat. But now on the outside, this could certainly try and benefit both men. Oh, and they will benefit Coren. Ishii sent smacking into the apron, and then his knee being worked on the outside as well. Uh-oh, he's sent into the barricade now. This is going to hurt. The steel barricade. Metal railings is what they are. And Tomohiro Ishii's neck, or lack thereof it, just got smacked down on it. Count up to 7 now as this fight keeps on going on the outside. But Ishii was able to counter one thing, and he's back up on his feet. And he's the one bringing them back into the ring. Irish whip into the turnbuckle goes the NXT champion. What a lariat there from Tomohiro Ishii. He goes for the cover and only gets 1 on the champion. Shinlock applied now as Ishii tries to slow down Coren's movements a little bit, but Coren is just too much for Ishii to keep pinned down. Here go the attacks now from the champion, elbowing his way out. Oh no, no, double underhook, brainbuster! He jumps into the cover with 1 and nothing more. Ishii kicking out right away. But I wonder if he'll be kicking out of this. Coren lying in wait, looking for clock strikes 12. Ishii, though, found the counter to it. Back suplex connected. And now here goes Ishii, kicking and clubbing at the NXT champion. Thinking up whatever he can. Sent over the top rope, though. Hangs on. And counters him there. Ishii back in the ring now. Went for the big kick. Gets countered by Coren, who is in. Oh, it's going to be a pile driver, isn't it? Yep, of course it is with him. Pile driver to Ishii. Why wouldn't it be a move like that? Why wouldn't it be a move that can cause you harm? Although it only gets a 1 count. God, there are some tough fighters in this universe when you think about the amount of people who can kick out comfortably at the count of one, and Ishii is undoubtedly one of them. Rolls himself out of the way there, ran right into Coren's grasp yet again, though. Oh boy, what's he going to do? Sends him over the top rope now and just punches him down. Nothing else to it, just wanted to go back to the outside, it seems. Big knee in the back, and the ruthlessness of Coren seems to have almost muted Ishii in many senses. Ishii's trying to fight, but it almost feels like he is struggling against the NXT champion. Here we go now. Irish whip. Oh, the lariat from Ishii! What a lariat! What a lariat to beat the NXT champion. There's two, and he kicks out at two. Oh, boy. Ishii would have loved to have him there, but he didn't. Coren kicks out again, and Ishii has to keep on going. Leaping elbow now, and Ishii getting himself riled up. There's the slam. Runs with all of his might. Elbow drop into Coren. And how about this for some power? Dead, lift, gut wrench, suplex to Coren. Does he have it in him to go for a submission? He most certainly does. Stamps on the back. Camel clutch applied. The NXT champion got his feet into the ropes. Ishii now has him in the turnbuckle though, but Coren's able to counter him. Oh, we're going to see another deadlift. Yes, we are. Second time tonight. Deadlift Dragon Sleeper applied. Ishii locked in that one and had no way of getting out of it either. And Coren now, with that move, has changed the landscape of this matchup into how he wants it to go. Double underhook brainbuster to Ishii. Elbows now into the chest of Ishii over and over again. And you've got to imagine there's one move left he wants to hit, but he is going to assert his dominance so Tyler Bate learns that he doesn't stand a chance against the NXT champion. Ishii is busted open. Coren goes into the cover. There's one, there's two, and a kick out from Ishii, albeit just barely at two. Coren knows what he has in him. And here it is. One final move to put away Tomohiro Ishii, and it could put away Bate tomorrow. Clock strikes 12. There's the impact of it. No way Ishii can defend himself from his head going face first into the mat. Coren turns him over. The cover. 1, 2, 3. Coren wins the main event here. Is this his final main event though as NXT champion? Is this his final NXT as champion? Oh god, I've only just turned my attention to what's going on back in the ring. Ishii is down in the mat and Coren has a steel chair in his hand. Coren's going to unload upon Ishii here to send his message, but this is another one contender. Bate from behind, making the save, and Coren's getting out of here. Coren running for it, because Bate is the one with the chair in hand. Bate now checking up on Ishii, making sure he's alright. Oh, no, 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 no! From behind! Oh, come on! Bate had a moment at best to keep his eyes out, and that moment passed him by. Clock strikes 12 from Coren on the #1 contender to his title. All for simply trying to help Tomohiro Ishii out of the ring. Coren gets his revenge for last week and sets the record straight tonight. A second clock strikes 12. Bate, somewhere in the midst, got busted open. Coren stands tall, and he'll do the same at Brooklyn if he's able to. This has become more than just a title match. This has become personal.